Hello, what's going on? How we doing? Welcome back. We're here with yet another video. What's good, everyone? My name's Cody Lear. If you haven't been here before, I do a lot of these lovely sports videos. We mostly talk about football. Sometimes we talk about basketball, sometimes baseball. I'm going to try to do a little bit more here and there in the future, but I figured this is the best time to really get a revamp back, is to get on to the NFL season that is coming up starting tomorrow night as this is being recorded. Yeah, it should be a really fun season. I'm really excited to see what happens. I'm really excited to see who does go on to become the Super Bowl champions this year. Are we getting a repeat? Are we getting the Chiefs again? Are we getting the Eagles? Are we getting somebody new? That would be the important one. I would like to see somebody new. So hopefully that is the case. Hopefully that does happen. Let's dive right into these teams and let's see who we think is going to win week one. Let's see who's going to start off 1-0. See who's going to start off 0-1. We'll see if we can get right to the picture, right? Starting off with tomorrow night's game, it'll be the Cowboys versus the Eagles. Now, I thought this game would have been a little bit closer, and then the Micah Parsons trade happened. I believe that the Eagles have an all-around better team anyway, but I thought that little aspect of the pass rush could have been a little bit more helpful for the Cowboys. I think the Eagles' offensive line is just absolutely insane. I think Saquon Barkley is going to still be able to do whatever he wants, and that's probably exactly what's going to happen. I think the Eagles get this win fairly pretty easily as they hang their banner up for night one. I think they start their season off 1-0. The Cowboys will unfortunately take the first loss. Eagles just keep moving forward. Friday, in the game in Brazil, the Chiefs will be playing the Chargers. And now, this game's in Brazil, so there's not going to be really any talk of me going for home field advantage, even though I will probably try to tell myself that it is. I think either way, for me, I think I have to take the Chiefs on this one. I think, as much as I love Jim Harbaugh and I love his players, and I talked about the Chargers being my number 10 team yesterday, I don't know how I feel about that offense completely, especially because they're going to be going straight on into a player like Chris Jones and stuff like that. So I definitely worry about the Chargers' run game. Their passing game really is nothing impressive to me. Yeah, either way, I think the Chiefs do get this one done. I think they get a good start to the season with 1-0. Hopefully, things keep moving forward for the next game. We're going to be talking about the Dolphins versus the Colts. Now, we know it's going to be Tua Tagovailoa over there in Miami, and the Colts have decided to start Daniel Jones. I think the Dolphins will win this one fairly easily. The Colts, as good as their team is, I worry about how they're going to throw the ball. They do have some okay receivers. I don't know if you would count any of them as like elite or anything like that. I know Michael Pittman's a pretty good player, and Jonathan Taylor's a good player. I think that the Dolphins should be able to get enough pressure to kind of make things a problem for them. Daniel Jones has never proven to be the greatest passer, but he can definitely move the ball on the ground. The Dolphins' secondary issues, I don't think will take that into effect, and they will be able to get to the quarterback. They will be able to stop the run game a little bit. The Dolphins will be able to squeak out with how electric their offense can be. I think the Dolphins get that one running away. Now, the Steelers played the Jets. Aaron Rodgers returns to New York to take on the Jets, and I think Aaron and the Steelers do get the win here. The Jets, they have Justin Fields. They do have a pretty talented receiving crew. Well, I guess it's just kind of okay now, isn't it, with just Garrett Wilson, but they still have Justin Fields. Unfortunately, we just found out today Elijah Vera-Tucker might have to have surgery on an arm or something like that, so unfortunate for them. But an O-line injury is definitely a thing to worry about with the Jets because I think that's going to be their bread and butter and how they're going to win any games whatsoever. So I think the Steelers take this one. I think they take it going away, and they start their season off 1-0. Panthers, they're going to take on the Jaguars. Now, I wish I could tell you this game's going to be close, but I don't believe it will. I think the Jaguars are going to dominate them because I don't think the Panthers still have not figured out that they need a defense to, field. They still don't understand that, apparently, and, yeah, that's just kind of where they're at the moment. I think the Jaguars will have a better team than them. I know there's a report out there that Hunter is like a backup DB, but a number 2 at the wide receiver position. I can believe that. I think you want to get more offensive reps with him than you do defensive reps. But he's very talented at both, so I'm not completely worried about Travis Hunter at that point at all. The Panthers, they do have Bryce Young. Bryce Young looked better at the end of the season last year, but I don't think he's going to be the guy that... I just don't know if I can believe him for him to be the guy. He can play a little bit of good football, but, man, he is not very consistent himself, and really he just kind of keeps the ball under like 100, 200 yards usually, so I don't think that's going to be enough to beat the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars take that one week 1. Cardinals, they're going to play the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to give this one to the the Cardinals just starting off. The Saints have announced Spencer Rattler will be their starting quarterback. Unfortunately for me, I don't have the faith in Spencer Rattler. Of course, I don't mind that I don't have the faith in him at all. It's just that I don't. And the Cardinals, I think their defense will be a tiny bit better. Their offense is really my only concern when it comes to them, because I think Gannon will finally have that defense playing the way he wants it to play. It's just, can he depend on Kyler Murray? Depending on Kyler Murray is usually the issue, but I think that he will get the win. Arizona will get that W, and start off 1-0 themselves. Next game will be the Giants versus the Commanders. It's pretty obvious for me. I'm going to go with the Commanders. And, yes, this is an early week 1 division game, so that's always exciting, to be honest with you, but I have to give the Commanders the advantage here because I don't know if the Giants' offense is going to be completely all together just yet. They do have Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton, which, to be honest with you, if I didn't play Madden, I probably would not know. Their offensive line is okay. It definitely has some turnstile players like Evan Neal. I hope Evan Neal gets things going, and maybe he'll prove me wrong this year. That would be awesome for him. But for right now, the Commanders, I think their offense is going to be really high-powered. I know that defensive pass rush should be really good for New York, but I think that Jaden will be able to get the ball to the second and third level fairly easily, and that's going to end up giving them just enough points to beat the Giants. I think the Giants' defense will be a lot more improved, but I don't think it's quite where you think it would be. Buccaneers, they're going to play the Falcons. I'm going to give this one to... Give me Tampa Bay. Yeah, give me Tampa Bay. As much as I have faith in the Atlanta Falcons, I think the Buccaneers are an overall better team now. And I've related to my old videos so often, and let me tell you, none of them are really that great. But Tampa Bay is just a better overall team. Their defense, I have a couple suspects about, but the same could be said for the Falcons. Their offense is incredible. They still have Emeka Egbuka. They have Mike Evans. They have Chris Godwin. They have a lot of things going forward for them. I think they have enough to beat the Falcons, and I think that they will do that. The Falcons, I think, will still have a little bit of room to grow, and that'll show week 1. Buccaneers will get the win. Now, the Bengals, they are on the road to the Cleveland Browns, so they're not going to be going very far. Cincinnati likes to start the season off 0-1, but let me say this year, they start off 1-0. They're going to beat the Browns. The Browns still don't seem to know what they're doing at quarterback. I know that picking the Browns would probably be the smart choice here, to be honest with you. But I think Joe Burrow is going to light that defense up just a little bit with his boys, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. I think they're going to get the job done. I think Cleveland's going to struggle early and often. I don't really have a lot of faith in Cleveland, at all. Cincinnati gets themselves the win. They'll go 1-0. I think everything will be all right for there. The next game will be the Las Vegas Raiders on the road to the New England Patriots. Okay, as much as I understand people have faith in the Raiders, this is not a great matchup to start off with. This is an offense that is still developing. I know you have Brock Bowers. I would like to see Michael Mayer become the guy that we saw him in college. Ashton Jeanty should be really fun to watch. Jacoby Myers wants to be traded. Amari Cooper is back in Vegas. I still think New England edges them. New England has a defense that should be fairly good. I like what they're doing over there. I don't know how I feel about their offense. That's my only concern, but Drake May is going to get his scores. That's just what he does. Yeah, I think New England takes this one. I don't think that there's I think it's probably a close game for sure, but I do think the Patriots get them on that one. 49ers at the Seahawks. Another game. Another rivalry game. I'm going to take the Niners, I think. Yeah, give me the Niners. The more I look at it, the more I have more confidence in the Niners than I originally thought. And the Brian Robinson train kind of helped with that. I said train, but Yeah, you get it. If Christian McCaffrey's not there, I think Brian Robinson can still throw some wrenches into that running game for them. Their quarterback play, Brock Purdy, has played very good football. The Seahawks defense is still going to be really, really good, but their offense does scare me. So I think the 49ers, I think they get the job done in a very low-scoring affair, but I do think they get it done. The Titans, they will be on the road to the Denver Broncos, and as much as I'm wearing my Titans shirt, I have no faith in them whatsoever. Broncos will win this one going away. Their defense is just better. Cam Ward is making a really tough debut in Mile High, especially with that different altitude and everything like that. I'm a big fan of the Titans. I love them. I don't have a lot of faith in them this year. And I think the Broncos are that team that you have to have a lot of faith in because they just have a lot of talent everywhere. I don't know if they can beat the Chiefs. I don't know if they can beat the Chargers, but I know that they're going to be a really good football team if everything is put together. I think they start their season off really well with a win here. Lions, they're going to take on the Packers on the road. The Motor City Kitties versus the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to give this one to the Lions. Yeah, I'm going to give this one to the Lions. I know it's a very close game in the top of my head. Jared Goff, Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown. The Packers don't really have an exciting defense. Their defense is going to be okay. I do worry about the third level, and that's kind of where I think the Lions are going to be able to take advantage of. Their running game, I think, is still going to be able to tire out Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, all those kind of guys, and they're going to be able to set up the pass, and the pass is still going to be able to go over into that third level that we know has some concerns other than Xavier McKinney. So, yeah, give me Detroit to start it off. Houston Texans are going to be on the road to the LA Rams. I think it's got to be the Rams in this one. Yeah. And this isn't really a biased pick, to be honest with you. I like the Texans a lot. I think Texans are going to be a fairly good team. Probably a team that's kind of in the middle of the pack, maybe 11-7, something like that. Or 11-6. The Rams, though, I really like what they're doing. And as long as Stafford is healthy, I think that you really have to worry about the Rams. Their running game, Kyren Williams is still a very good player. The Texans defense is going to be very tough because they're going to be able to get to the pass. They're going to be able to get to the passer a lot. That's what they're going to do. Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, that's what they do. But I think Stafford has some targets. Stafford has some weapons this year with Adams and Puka. I do think that in a low-scoring affair, the Rams are able to get it done. Probably like 2017, something around there. The first Sunday night football of the year, the Ravens are taking on the Bills. And I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and give it to the Bills. I don't know why, because I think the Ravens have the best complete team in football other than maybe the Eagles. But the Bills, it's Josh Allen. Yeah, I have faith in Josh Allen. Ravens, I think that it might take them a week or two to kind of get things under control, get things moving, and that would be my really only concern for them. And I could definitely see that being the case in Buffalo, as Josh Allen should have everything kind of ready to go with his players. I know that preseason's a kind of a lovely thing and all that kind of stuff. I do believe that Josh Allen is going to be able to get the job done for them. Yeah, give me the Bills for this one. I think it's going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be a really good game. And, of course, I could be wrong and the Ravens just blow them out like they did last year, but give me the Bills for this one. Last game of the week, Monday Night Football. The Vikings versus the Chicago Bears. Okay, so J.J. McCarthy is going to be debuting. Caleb Williams is going to be starting his second year as well. J.J. didn't technically get to play his rookie year, so that's kind of unfortunate for him. The Bears are going to beat the Vikings, though. I think that J.J. McCarthy is going to have a little bit of ring rust, and he's taking on a really tough defense just to start off. That's really not the funnest way to really get going in the NFL. So for me, I think the Chicago Bears are the team that you should work out for here. Ben Johnson is making his debut. Kevin O'Connell should make that a really tough football game for him in his debut. But I think Chicago Bears have the talent to just edge them out just a little bit. Their defense is going to be solid. Their offense has some question marks, but I think they will be completely fine. Give me the Bears to win this one. But either way, we have wrapped up week 1. We have our predictions in. Hopefully that I edit this correctly and it doesn't look stupid. Let's go. Either way, I do appreciate you if you did make it to the very end of this video. I would like you to like, comment, and subscribe and let me know what you'd like to see more of. Because, yeah, it's important. I love doing this. So if you guys can give me any support whatsoever, tell your friends, repost it on the internet, do anything like that, I would appreciate it so very much. Thank you guys so much for giving me a moment of your time. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all on the next video.